Hi guys, John here again, and with another Enlightened interview video. I think this will be number 15, but I'm not 100% about that. Anyway, today we're with Debra, who I discovered on Facebook. I had a page there, and I loved her posts. Really inspiring, like messages and stuff, and feel good messages and like posts, not messages, posts, I should say. And I reached out to her, I think maybe 2, 3 weeks ago now, about possibly interviewing her, and now here we are today. So, Deborah, do you want to tell us anything about yourself?
Sure. I, well, my main passion in life is to let everyone know that they're very worthy and very loved. So that's where a lot of everything comes from, and I want to spread the love and light. I started out doing readings on this page and then was guided to share enlightened and loving posts because we need that in the world today
Yeah.
so badly. And there's enough negativity and all this other out there that I want it to be a place of no judgment. We can share what we want and we can agree to disagree, and that's okay. And we all help each other along our journeys. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm very much into healing and getting a groove into that in different areas. So that's kind of what I do. And I try to answer everyone, although that's getting difficult. So, because I
Yeah,
went from 700 last August to 31,000.
that's
So,
incredible.
yeah. So
It
I
is.
know I'm divinely guided. I'm very blessed to be
Yeah.
the vessel of what a lot comes through.
Well, yeah. Your posts. I don't know what it was. I seen other people like post similar sort of pages to yourself with inspirational, enlightened posts and stuff. And they, some I enjoy and some I like, but yours just stood out. There was just something about them, and the genuine stood out to me. It was like almost like they were speaking to me. I know it wasn't the case, but almost like it was. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, I really like to speak to this lady. There's something, and I'm speaking to you now. You're like got a golden energy around you. That's all I can describe it. It's nice.
Thank
Special. I don't know what it is because I'm not like an expert myself. I mean, I just do whatever. Pretty much like you said, I'm doing these interviews through being led and guided and what have you, and I'm a healer as well. But I'm not in Reiki. I've thought about doing it because one of my best mates is a Reiki healer. I have thought about looking into that as well at one point, but I'm like a with healing. I'm sort of like a rough diamond. I just
Oh,
go with
me
the
too.
flow.
Like, yep.
You know what I mean? But so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Um, so you said you were doing readings and you sort of got guided to go away from that. What sort of way do you do? Did you do or do you do readings? Do you do it like through cards or do you do it through?
Yeah, yes. And then I realized other things, and it just all kind of came. I had Reiki done to me a few years ago,
Yeah.
almost three, and then all this stuff awoke in me.
All
And I
right.
had some really incredible experiences. I've lost a lot of people in my life, and my dad and his siblings all passed quite young. My
Yeah.
dad came through, and I
Wow.
knew he was there. And I've had some really, really incredible experiences with that, with him being here with me. And yeah, so and ever since then, I've just felt this energy. Like I can feel energy flow through me. So I always knew that, but it was my friends who actually said, "You're a good reader. We're going to set up a page for you." And I'm like, no, no, I can't do it. That insecurity. And so they did. And I started just doing readings, and I enjoy it. And it's to be able to help someone it's just means the world to me if I can help in any way. Right.
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
and then all of a sudden, because I've had a lot of experiences, I have been through a lot, which I'm grateful for now. When someone, when you're in that really bad spot, really down, like there was a few years I couldn't even get out of bed. I was at a dark place and been through a lot. So if someone feels there and they feel like nobody can understand, most of the time, the people I connect with, I can say, I understand.
Yeah.
I've been there. And then we start that communication. And I think that's healing in itself because I just love is a huge thing with me, like just spreading the love and let people know they're worthy. So that's kind of how it, and I just felt this need because I had done a few posts here and there, but I felt a real strong urge to kind of still do readings, but not as much and focus on like putting love and light out there.
Yeah. Well, you do an amazing job, mate. Not all fairness.
Thank you.
Uh, I I don't have I have a Facebook page, but I it's just for it's pretty much derelict. I haven't used it properly for years. I used to just post my video links and stuff on there. But I have a chat room on Minds platform. Have you ever heard of that? It's you heard of Minds?
No.
I have a one on there called The Awakened, and I try to. I sometimes um, find posts and I put them on there. And I have one of two of yours on there just to sort of try and
Oh,
inspire people. Yeah, I just do,
use
and
them,
I actually tell
please.
people they're from you, and I'm going to be interviewing you and stuff.
Oh, thanks.
But I can't like put a Facebook link on there because it doesn't.
No,
They
yeah.
don't like. But I actually just copy and paste some of the pictures because I really found them inspiring. And yeah, I it does affect people. Like some people are there. Wow, that's really and it's from you. It is. It's from your picture. And sometimes from other places as well. And and
Oh,
obviously,
I actually didn't. I don't create them. I wish I could, but I search all over. I try not to get any from Facebook,
yeah.
but I search. I spend a lot of time searching and saving them.
All right, I see.
Um, I wish I was more creative, and I like drawing and coloring and stuff with like, especially the grandkids. But I
Yeah,
just go through, and if it's drawn to me, I know I have to share it.
yeah. And as you said, I think because you've been through a lot, I think um maybe that's what I could sense, because he was like a genuineness because you've been through it, and I didn't know that, but I maybe that's what I could sense, you know, because the lady that I'm trying to help healing wise now, she's been through a real um, roller coaster, really, hard life, but she's coming out the other side. And I got shown, and I told her this, but I don't think she really understands it properly what I mean. I said, "You're going to help so many people." I said, "You're coming out the other side. There's people who are still in where you're coming from, and you're going to help them because you've been there, And
Absolutely.
she as yet doesn't understand it, but I hope that she will. And in her life, she's things that are awakening for her. She's getting a spiritual awakening as well, which she finds a little bit frightening. But I said it'll be fine. Just take your time, it'll be fine, as well as other stuff going on. But so I don't know. It's your so did I read on your page that you did cleansing or something? I don't know. Am I missing
Um,
someone else now?
No, that
No.
was I do, and I just realized I didn't finish. So with the readings, I do automatic writing as
Ah,
well.
right.
It comes through.
Yeah.
I can't explain any of it. I will put a book out before the reading, usually a
Yeah.
couple hours, and just put with intent and love
Yeah.
any answers to the questions or messages that they need to hear. And I could be doing dishes and have to go write something. It'll just
Oh,
come
that's
through, and
amazing.
don't even know what I'm writing half the time. I'll go to read it to them later and go, "Oh, cool." So
Yeah.
there's that. And then I do use the cards, of course, and then intuitively. But so it's been a real, I don't try to overanalyze myself because
Yeah.
there's no explanation for certain things. And I just have learned to just trust and have faith
Yeah.
and go with the flow kind of thing.
Well, it's nice to see. I finding the same thing. I'm being led here, led here, and I don't always understand why I'm being led there. And only afterwards, oh, that's why I was led there. You don't. You think,
Yeah.
why am I here? And stuff like that. But I understand totally, and that's so nice. Um, I lost my train of thought. Then it's gone now. So, so you said that you had Reiki, which you felt awakened you. Were you like spiritual before that, or you just in a like? Did
I've
it all stem
always
from there, or
Yeah, I've always been interested in this kind of stuff. Had only maybe had one or two readings in my life, but I've
yeah,
always just, and I think because I've lost so many people I loved in my life, that I've always been interested in what's out there. Like, are they
yeah,
with us? And angels, I was always like just obsessed with it and angels and things like that. And I met this girl through a girl I went to high school with like 30 some years ago, and came across her on Facebook. Then she said her daughter was good, ended up with friends with her and her husband. They did Reiki on me. My dad came through, was right. I knew he was there, asking for forgiveness, actually. I felt him, and I
Wow.
could, when they were doing the Reiki, I could feel the energy. I
Yeah.
remember laying there with eyes closed and crystals on me, going, is somebody doing this over my legs? And then it was just so much healing took place in that one
Wow.
Reiki. I had stuff I have forgotten certain years through my childhood, and I was married before, very abusive, and he cheated on me. So many people and left with my best friend. So it's like I could write a soap opera. But anyway, um, all of this stuff just started coming out, all that I buried because I was
Yeah.
always I'm fine, sure, I'll help, people pleaser, and it all came out, and then it just started from there. Basically,
Wow.
life changed.
That's amazing. Everyone's I speak to got their own different tale about how it's their awakening started. With me, it was through a religious group I was in. I joined. I sort of went because I was trying because I was younger. I was trying to date a girl that was going, and I went, and I thought, and I saw something there, and I thought, what is it I'm seeing? I could see they had something, and it just woke me up, and I went from there really. But with me, it was like, oh my god, it was nearly 30 years ago with me now. Yeah,
See, and
no, 40
I'm
years ago. God,
new to the game. Like I was just in my early 50s.
yeah.
So,
But I did healing when I was young, and the first time I did it, it was like really like freaked me out. I thought, did I do that? I healed my dog, and I didn't do it for like 20 years after. And then I just got sort of drawn into it, and I went from there. But sorry if you can hear my thermostat. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. Um, yeah, I just can't get over. There's so much like you're radiating. I just can't put it into words.
and it's
It's
funny
like a
that you say that.
radiant.
I have so many people that will come to me and say, "I feel your posts," or that my friend who actually got me into this and said, "You can do the Reiki." Like they feel tingling and the heat when I focus my intent
Yeah,
on them and do it. But it's funny because she goes, "Deb, your heart is so big, you don't know." And I just always think I'm just me, so I don't.
yeah.
It's you don't see it in yourself, but I just keep doing what I'm doing because I love people and I want to help people.
No, it's an
I you
amazing
know
attitude. No, fair still. I think you do an amazing job. It's obvious, as you say, your followers have gone through the roof.
it's
If people weren't
it's
identifying what you're doing, they wouldn't.
yeah.
You know.
It's blown my mind, to be honest. And an example too is in the fall I was getting, because I try and answer everyone, and I know it's gotten to be a little unrealistic
Yeah.
in doing that. Normally I'd have chats and answers. So in the fall, I was getting where I'm overwhelmed. So I'm taking a bit of a break. And I said to everyone, because I've got some beautiful regular souls, I just love them. I've met people from all over the world, and they're incredible. Like it's taken a life of its own. And I said to them, I'm not going to be able to answer for a bit, just need a break. And I'll still post every day, but I won't be able, to
Yeah.
do that because I've got grandchildren too and a house and everything, right? So, um, anyway, I put it out to my guides. I said, can you just please give me a sign? Like I'm feeling a little lost right now. And within a week or two, I think no more than 2 weeks, on one post, I had 40,000 loves and likes. And I
Wow.
went,
40,000.
okay, got it. Like it was like, okay, I don't, that, and I could not believe it. So
Wow.
definitely divinely guided with this because that was just, I was like, what is happening? That was more people than I had on my page for just one post. So
Wow. That's
it was a
amazing.
sign. Yeah,
Wow. So, phew, that's crazy, isn't it?
it
uh,
is. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I had I run a YouTube channel. The one I'm doing this from for like since 2016, but because I got like a call in to do it, It lasted over a month, and I resisted, and then ultimately I ended up doing it. Cut a long story short, and at the time I sort of was doing like a lot of like ghost videos and stuff like that because I just it seemed to bring the views in, and I sort of lost my way a little bit, and I kept hitting hurdle after hurdle, and basically I ended up stopping for 18 months.
Wow.
And a really good friend of mine, Roger Hansen, interviewed me because he's fascinated by some of the stuff that's gone on with me, and it like woke something up in me, and I thought I I felt drawn. I've got to start doing interviews, and I started, and then I started doing solo podcasts, which I found a little bit more harder because it was like me being really personal and sharing it personal stuff, and I'm not like breaking rewards for views and likes and stuff on my videos as of yet, but I've been shown that they're
It
building a
will.
vehicle, and that vehicle is what's going to I'm meant to be um, sharing with people and letting people like see like videos like this and hearing your testimony and what you've been. I meant to do that, yeah, and it's gonna and
Yes.
it's because
I feel that
you see
too,
what I mean.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I am at the moment. I'm just sort of led. I'm terrible. I don't write no questions down. I'm unscripted. I have a few times recently hit a few walls, but I just tend to be get around it, But it does happen a little bit. But
I think we all learn daily.
yeah,
I'm like fly by the seat of my pants sometimes, and that's where the faith and trust comes
yeah.
in because you can't explain it, and you just and they you know too, they won't stop until they'll keep bugging until you do what you
Well,
got to might as well just listen the first time I've learned.
yeah. Well, I had a first taste of mediumship. I would think you would call it on Friday. I go and see a Reiki friend of mine. He works away. When he comes home, I go and see him, and I felt this like pushing almost like to speak, and I had this thing just saying, oh, I can't say this, I can't say this, it's not me. And I kept, and he said I went bright red, and I thought, I spurted it out, and he thought, what the heck was that? He said, and it really struck him. He needed to hear it. And he said, you went bright red. He said, I thought you were going to explode. I said, because I was fighting it. I said, I didn't want to say it, but it just came out. And pure coincidence, a few days before, I went to a spiritual church and I had a reading, a medium there, whoever it was communicated with him. He didn't say who it was, or didn't know who it was. Said, "Why aren't you up here? You could be doing this." And I thought, because I'm scared to death, and I don't know what to do. But I feel like probably could do it, but I just haven't had
Yeah.
the. But it was the same with healing with me. When I started back, I took my son to a healer because he had acid reflux, and the bloke was there. He became my mentor in the end. He said, "Who's the healer in the room?" And I was like, might be me." And it went from there. And he healed my son. And my son was didn't have reflux again. He cured him. He's total, Uh,
It is incredible, and I've actually done mediumship myself, and I have had people come through at the most random times. One
yeah,
was a
I have.
high school friend of my daughter, and I just give the messages. So that's I don't do it as much, but it does happen.
Yeah. And it was like happened to me on there. I was at the school 2 days later. It sort of happened, but this time I was able to like divert it because there was this woman there who's got a little girl who's I'd say she's got some sort of learning difficulties, but they haven't been able to narrow it down what it is yet. And she's trying to put her in a box. She's this, she's that, she's this. And I felt this pushing again. I thought, oh no, I can't do this now. I can't do this now. It was basically to tell her, just leave her be. Let her grow up, and let her like be a
Yes.
child. And when it's meant to be, when you're meant to know what's wrong, or if there's anything wrong, then you'll know. Instead of just trying
Yeah.
to put her here, put her here. It's really like, oh. But I didn't tell her. But I thought, no, I'm
Yeah.
not in the playground. No, I'm not doing that. You're not playground there, where you meet to get the children. When you outside the children, the school gates. So
Well, and it's hard, and I feel I didn't. There's the children they try to put them in boxes, and
yeah,
I'm like, go climb a tree, play in the
yeah.
dirt, go
So I
like
was
just
like growing up.
be
Yeah.
kids.
Uh, Yeah, these days they're all on computers, iPads, and
Yeah.
it. When I was young, I was out in the football field. I was playing football every day. You know, in me
Yeah.
soccer, I think you call it
Yeah.
you know, that's what we did then, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved it. Probably
Oh, I
way more
wouldn't
healthier than we
either.
are now.
I grew up on a farm, the oldest of four girls, so I was out the barn a lot and doing work in the fields. But yeah, you'd go out and climb trees, make
Yeah.
forts. And I try and get that with my grandchildren.
No,
Like,
that's
let's go
nice.
out and have fun and play because they get too involved in these. I mean, this is a great venue. I mean, I'm on every day to reach more people.
Yeah.
But with the kids, yeah, they're on always on there, and they need some fresh air, the sun, which is healing to us, right?
Yeah,
So
it is. I feel like I decompress when I go out walking with the dog and stuff. It feels like I feel like I'm open up. You know, I'm being myself when I'm out there. And
yes.
my son, he's doesn't always like it, but we go out for walks and stuff, and he goes on his bike and stuff, and he wants to stay home and watch YouTube. And I said, no, get out. We're going out, he likes it when we're out. You know, he appreciates it then.
Yeah.
But
I've had some weird. I've lost a lot of friends and family in my awakening, which happens. I find that happens with a lot of us.
yeah,
But I've also had incredible people come into my life.
yeah,
And this past summer, we started trail walks, and we've actually had leaves waving at us and branches
wow,
bowing because we talk to the trees, because they're
wow,
souls too.
that's
So that's
amazing.
been a really cool. I took my daughter, and she's like thinking, mom's lost her mind, but we were out and there was no wind, and it started doing this, and she was
Yeah,
like jaw hitting the ground going, Mom. And I'm like, right, see, so we just thanked them and on we went. So yeah, it's
yeah,
incredible
that's great. That's
nature.
brilliant. Um, I was gonna say something. Yeah, I actually saw a video. Someone sent me a video ages ago of some like trees like moving, and there was no wind, and I think I can't remember she was doing something or asking something. I can't remember what it was, and then the tree was like, I thought, what the heck's going on here? People were sort of
I
say,
swear it happened. Like I just was talking to them and saying, "Thank you for all you do. You don't get the credit you
yeah,
deserve. Like we've ripped from Mother Gaia Earth apart so much, and I just want to thank you for your beauty and your strength." And then just started going like this, and the girls with me, we just kind of stood there going, "Okay."
mm.
And it happens on a lot of our walks now.
I actually interviewed a modern day druid.
Ooh,
It's this. I'm interviewing on Monday. I interviewed him, and really nice chap, and he does like ecotherapy, but takes people who
wow.
say got a mental illness, disabled, but they take them out to nature and explore nature, and I thought that was an amazing thing to do. I never heard of it before then, but I thought that was
I
amazing.
haven't either. That's
No,
interesting.
and he says if you want to find druidism, he said, obviously there's loads of places you can find out where. He said, but otherwise, just you don't have to be a druid. Just go out and hug a tree. He said that's all you need to do. He said,
Me
yeah,
too. Yeah, and my one friend is funny because she'll look for people on the path, and I'm like, I don't care, and I just go over and hug.
yeah,
But yeah, that just kind of came naturally. But that's really interesting, and I believe that
yeah,
it will be healing. I'm always in barefoot outside. Well, I can't now because we're getting winter here, but
yeah.
um, yeah, I love the earth, and I'm getting my feet in the dirt, and I'm always barefoot in the summer.
I found years ago after I became awakened, I don't know what it was. I just touched a hedge by where I used to live, and I just felt the life in it. I just don't know way I can describe it. It just a state. I'm not saying I felt it since, but I don't really go around touching hedges or trees much. I don't, but I just happened to do it that day, and it was like, oh my god, I can feel the life in it. I could feel the essence in it, and it was like, and I was told at the time that we're all related. Everything is related. It's the meaning of life. And I asked about what's the meaning of life, and they said we're related to every single thing. Everything we're related to. Everything
Yeah.
exists, and we exist with them. We're all like one. And it was like, okay, wow. It's just like, okay,
It
uh,
is
yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
Like this the things. Like it's just even I've got this tree in my backyard looks like an old woman. I call her an old soul. She's got moss on it, and I just have been drawn to her. That's the tree where my dad came to me.
yeah.
My friend who my friends who did the Reiki and got me into all this and helped me along the way. He phones me and he goes, "Go out and sit on the bench in your backyard. Your dad
Right.
wants to see you." And I'm like, "What?
Wow.
Okay."
My
Long
God.
story short, I got into a meditative state,
Yeah.
and I know I was with him. When I came out of it, my head was actually on a tilt, as if it had been laying on someone's his chest.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
wow.
so many like those kind of experiences. There's no explanation. I know I
No.
was with them. I'm like when I open my eyes, I'm like that. That's where you just can't make this stuff up. So you know,
No.
there's more out there than any of us realize, right?
No. Well, I actually saw it on a Facebook page or group years ago. Um, about you should ask your loved ones for signs. And like my mother passed away when I was 17, very suddenly.
Oh,
And obviously I've had all that grief for all these many years, you know. So I asked for a sign. I was sitting in my kitchen, and I can't remember if I visualized it or about her hugging me. I just asked for a sign. Next thing I know, I felt a hug around me, and it was
oh,
like, oh my God, what was that? And for like 3 days, emotionally, I was not upset, just a bit in turmoil because it was like I've been grieving for my mother for all these years, and now I know she's here. She's still here, and it was
yes,
like that actually helped me as a healer because, as you know yourself, when you heal, you've got to self heal. To become a good healer, you have to be healed yourself. You have to heal as much
yes.
as you can yourself, and that helped me as a healer after that as well. But a few years then after, on her birthday, little signs. I was like taking a picture. My partner was had this out for showing me to take a picture so she could see what she looked like on it. So I took a picture, and as I was like at the camera there by my eyes, I saw an orb go up towards the ceiling, and I looked up,
Oh,
and I looked, took the camera down. There's nothing there but back. So the orb was going up, and I shot up through the ceiling again on my mother's birthday. So it was like, a few other things have happened, but stuff like that. Um,
I just that's so comforting to me too. Like I will see orbs off and on too in our home, and I know it's good energy, and it's just
yeah,
they're there with you, right? It's
yeah,
just and that's healing in itself.
yeah. It's like I got one of the chaps I interviewed. I'm not sure how you got your screen set up, but on just so you can set it up so you're 50-50. You can have like I'm on one side and you're on the other side. This is how it will be recorded.
Yeah.
On well, when I recorded him, I didn't know that because I was new to it, you know. And he said he was seeing orbs going across the screen when I was on the because on his screen I was full screen, but on my screen I
Yeah.
was just a tiny little in the corner. And I thought, oh my, I can't see any of it. You don't mind, but he could see them, the orbs on around me, and I couldn't see anything. So this is why from that moment on, I always have it like split screen. So anything like that should happen, then
Yeah.
it'll show up then. But so yeah, do you what is your do you see orbs and stuff like that then yourself? Do you experience?
Yeah. And actually my husband does too. It's funny because I've always, I think, like, always been interested in this and more spiritual than I even realized. And just
Yeah,
because of you're looking for answers and you're like trying to figure out why this has happened. And then,
yeah.
but when after the Reiki, I started seeing, and my husband actually saw that Reiki being done and it changed him too.
Oh
He's
wow.
always been supportive. Even my kids, I'm so blessed
Yeah,
because they're all grown adults now with children of their own. A couple of them aren't so sure about what I do, but they have seen the change in me, and like they're like, if that makes you become a totally happier, better person,
yeah,
then we're all for it. We may not understand it, but we're all for it. So they all support me 100%. But my husband too, ever since that Reiki starts seeing orbs, we have a joke now that we'll see the same number all the time. And he'll yell up like 333 and I'll yell down like 111, or we'll both see it and yell if he's downstairs and I'm upstairs. So we both have a lot of synchronicities all the time. So it's kind of our fun thing to do. But he sees orbs too and hears. So
I
it's
I
nice to have that.
I think it's the only one I've ever saw. Don't I remember? I've never actually seen them myself. Not orbs. I don't see them. No. Um, I was going to say something to you then. It's gone. Oh God, what was it again? Oh, my mind's gone blank. There was something I was going to say to do when you were. Oh yeah, about numbers. I had 444 was kept coming itself last week to me, and I looked it up, and it says something about angels were trying to communicate with me, and they did. The early hours, I think Sunday morning. It was again to people watching my thing. Why would they want to speak to you about this? To do with my channel again, and people, why would they want to speak? It was to do with the content on my channel and stuff like that, and I basically was going to remove it, not remove it, unless my older content in December when I applied to remonetize my channel, which is in December. So I already always planned to unlist it, but they sort of showed me, yes, that's fine, do that if that's what you want to do, but you're not going to move forward until you unlist it. They told me there and then. It just showed it. Didn't say it. They just showed it to me because
Yeah.
all the content on my channel now is stuff like this, spiritual stuff. There's no like creepy videos and all that's unlisted now. It's there on my website, but if people go there, they can still watch it. But on my YouTube channel, it's not there.
Yeah.
And so they showed me. So I did it. I actually removed it that day. I unlisted everything that day, and I'm having trouble with my son. He's not eating in school. On the day I did my first Enlightened video, he started eating in school. After 3 years, he started eating. The very first day was almost like, hang on, this is meant to be. You're actually
Wow.
moving forward now. So thing,
Yeah.
you know. And he hadn't eaten for another 3 weeks again. I did that on Friday morning. I saw him Friday night, and he'd eaten. He started eating again after I'd done this. It's almost like it's all
Wow.
like linked, you like moving forward as a family, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, and I so what do you make? It's just really, what can you say? You just have to do it. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
said you didn't have to. They didn't say you. They weren't like saying, no, you've got to do it now in the second. There's no pushing me. It was like,
Mm-mm.
but if you don't, you're not going to move forward. I said, well, I want to move forward. So I know I was going to do it then.
Exactly. I found that too, that like if you don't, we all have free will, of
Yeah,
course,
of
we can
course,
say
yeah,
no. But it's such a life altering for the better. It's not always easy.
yeah,
But yeah, if you want to move forward and they'll offer it to you more than once, and it's just I just find it's easier like, yeah, let's do this.
yeah,
It's and the more uncomfortable sometimes it is, the more growth you can get from it too.
yeah. With my channel, it was I created the channel because me and my friend made a Facebook group because we're all fascinated by paranormal.
I
Like,
actually am too, which is funny, and because I was for years even before awakening. So
yeah, and so I actually created the channel, but I had no content on it because I created it just to share like other people's videos that I liked, playlists.
yeah.
And it was like, as soon as I did that, then I started getting the idea in my head, like a light bulb switched on about me making videos, and it went on and on and on. Every single night, it was showing me like in like a dreams, and it was all different things, and I thought, oh God, it's just going on, it's just going on. So eventually, said out loud to myself, okay, if I learn how to do this, I will make videos. Best 2 nights sleep of my life the next 2 nights, brilliant.
Wow, that's
And,
incredible.
and then my son comes up, and I didn't know this. He's a YouTuber. And he said, oh, I'll show you how to get started. He showed me the basics. Again, I resisted for 2 weeks. Did my first video. My biggest relief I've had in my life. And then I went from there. So, but even doing the older videos that I used to do, I had messages like a lady messaged me once saying her autistic son watched every one of my videos. He doesn't watch nothing else, doesn't watch TV. He loved my videos. And just to let me know how much they appreciate what I did back then. And I thought, oh my God, that's so. And another time, because it became my living for a while, I was monetized and it actually became my living. I was self employed, I was stay at home dad as well. And I went through a spell, which I now look back on as one of the hurdles because I wasn't
Yeah.
going the right direction, but you don't know at the time. But I was
Oh
being
yeah.
demonetized. And this chap sent me, I think it's about £40. He sent it to me and he said, listen, he said, you helped me through a real difficult part of my life. Watching your videos, somehow, he said, I don't know why, how or why, it really helped me through it. And he said, this is just to try and help you a little bit. And I thought, oh my God, I can't, you know what I
Oh.
mean? It's just like, and now
And
I feel
that's when
bad.
you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Like
now I feel bad. I'm not
you
doing it
are
no more,
very,
you know,
yeah.
but, I, it's like I know that I'm not doing what they want me to do, my bulk of my fans, and I'm losing subs and stuff because of it. I know it's going to happen, but even the sub loss is like slowing down now because I'm doing the new content, and some are coming round to liking the new stuff. Some a lot aren't, but hoping I'm going to find like newer people that are looking for what I'm doing. If you know what I mean, they are
I
out there, but they
I
don't know.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They
I
don't.
totally agree, and I think it'll go really well because that people are looking for that.
Yeah,
Everyone needs. We're all disillusioned, I guess,
yeah,
is the word by what's going on in the world, and everybody just needs some answers. And like if we all can share, it
yeah,
just lifts each other up. And when you talk about losing people, I've had so many people come to me even with the readings lately saying, I feel what's wrong? I'm losing friends. I didn't think I'd
yeah,
change that much. And I always say that when you go up in vibration, those that aren't like really growing with you are going to fall to the side. But if new people come in,
yeah.
then right, that
That's
match your vibration, and it's just incredible, so I think that's what's happening here too. I see
yeah,
big growth with you.
yeah. I hope so. Yeah, it'd be nice. I definitely feel my vibration has raised a lot since I've started doing it. A lot already. It's definitely I feel different. I'm thinking different. Um, even down to the food I'm eating, everything is different. It's just like different perspective. That's it. That's the word. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, but so I was asked a question which I couldn't answer. I could sort of like give snippets of an answer, but I couldn't answer. I
Mhm.
don't know if you'd be able to answer this.
Okay.
Someone come up to you and they said, "How do I raise my vibration?" How would you answer if you can? If it's not awkward for
It's
you,
yeah, that is a tough one because
it's
it's
tough,
all
isn't
over the
it?
place for different people.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Um, but I always say, like some people will accuse me of, oh, you don't know what's going on in the world. I do. I just don't want to give it my energy
Yeah,
because then it brings down. And fear is like a man-made thing, I think. And if you just try and stay, yeah, there's awful things going on, but the higher we all keep like in positive and
yeah,
love being the strongest of
yeah,
all as a collective, we can and will change the world, I believe anyway. And so grounding, I think is one way of raising, just being. Meditation is another way,
yeah,
which is not easy for a lot of people. My mind kind of goes sometimes. So I like guided ones myself. Um, and I actually started following a couple of years ago a master Stephen Co. He does teachings and meditations, and that's how I got into more meditate,
yeah,
being able to meditate better. So just things, reading uplifting things,
yeah,
just in the littlest things. I'm a big hugger. Now I have to learn to ask people like, are you okay if I give you a hug? Because I'm
yeah,
like always right in there, love you. So like things like doing that
yeah,
and just being there for somebody can raise your vibration. Talking and sharing with like-minded people can raise your vibration. It can be the smallest thing. So there's so many different, but those are just
yeah.
some.
I look at it in my perspective. You can like raise your vibration like a little bit, doing all the things you said,
Yeah,
and you could like raise it a little bit and then it'll go down a little bit depending on your
yeah,
mood and with people you're around. But every so often you get like a shift, like a proper shift, and that's it. You've gone to the
yeah.
next level and then you go up another step. I used to, and on the way I sort of described it is like it's like you're like in a manhole cover and you're like climbing the ladder coming up as you're raising your vibration, and as you're getting higher you're seeing more light is coming through because you're like you're linking to the highest your higher self and what have you. That's how I put it to me. That's how I use
I
it as well.
love that.
Yeah, that's how I
I
put it to
like
work.
that. That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah, that's how I did it. Described it. Um, again, I lost my train of thought. Your energy is like really like it's just like golden. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like
Oh, thank you.
I've experienced like a medium I interviewed. Her energy was like strong, really strong. I found it really overpowering. But like
Yeah.
yours is like it's like golden. I can't really. It's really nice, really special. There's something about it. I just don't know
Thank
what because
you.
sometimes you know yourself, you see things you don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I interviewed a lady the other day, And I said to her husband after, I said, I don't know what it is about her. She's really, really strong. And I still don't know what it is about her, but I know there's something really strong about her, you know. I interviewed her, and our interview, and it went quite fast. And she tells me the next day, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm a fully trained demonologist." And I thought, "What? Why didn't you tell me that in the interview?" You know, I would have been fascinated by that. So I got to
Yeah.
interview her again, you know. And she says, "Oh, I'm a paranormal investigator, fully qualified, and
Wow.
like yourself, you know, and all different things." And I thought, because she was thinking about doing becoming a paranormal investigator in this area, but she hasn't actually done it. And I was like, "Why are you telling me this now?" Even though our interview like
You
flew
do
past.
forget. Because I know myself, I'm just kind of like me.
Yeah,
So you don't realize everything you do. I think we're all like that. And
yeah,
we're not the greatest at tooting our own horns either.
yeah,
Even though I'm learning that it's okay. We're not being ego. I always worry I don't want to be in my ego. And they're like, oh, come on. But it's hard, you know.
mm,
And I think a lot of us have that same um, we're not always the greatest at remember like just realizing everything we do too in a day,
yeah.
right?
True, yeah, true. I talking about ego. I When I started back my second sort of wave of healing, I was almost trying to heal everybody. With hindsight, I know I can't do that. I couldn't do it, but I didn't know at the time. I was going along my bubble. I thought I could heal everyone. Healed several people with COVID, and I just felt like almost like I was Superman, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a vision of me and my family in like a cocoon, and everyone around us coughing. So I thought that meant that I wasn't going to get COVID. And boy, I was wrong. I got COVID.
Oh no, yeah.
My family did. I had it the worst. I sort of healed them. I think got them over it really fast, but I suffered them for 2 weeks with it. Not to the
Oh
stage I had to go to hospital, but I was like angry afterwards. I thought, why have I had this? Why have I had like this? I didn't heal for like 18 months afterwards because I was so angry about it.
yeah.
And then one day, I got shown why it happened. It's because my ego was I was going with my ego too much. It's bringing me down
Yeah.
to earth. You know what I mean? Not
And
grounding
it's
myself enough.
hard
And
because
once I realised that, I thought, wow, my God, there we go. And
yeah.
you move on then, you know? Um,
And that's where we learn every
there
single
you
day.
learn.
Like I am far from knowing it all. I just go
Yeah,
with what experiences I've had, and I always, but I do worry about the ego thing, and but
yeah,
I think that can keep you grounded too, right?
yeah,
And there is lessons when they think, oh, don't get too full of yourself, right?
yeah.
I've had that too. And when you say you thought you could heal the world, that's where yeah,
Oh,
not
yeah.
sure what happened there.
I know, I don't know either. I'm not sure. Are you back? I'm just going to go on Facebook and message you.
um, yeah. So sorry, it's when you say you wanted to heal everybody, that's where I've struggled in wanting to answer every single person back,
Yeah,
and I've had my friends go, Deb, they're okay if you don't answer in full sentences and have conversations.
yeah,
You don't even have to always. I try to even just put a heart for love. So I get that feeling that you just. And I think all of us as light workers, have to realize we can't we
yeah.
as a collective can, but we can't just individually save the world.
I think sometimes we're not meant to heal some people
Yeah.
because they're on the
Oh, I
life path,
agree.
and they're suffering with an illness, and you think, oh, maybe I'd like to help them. And maybe that was their when they came on this in this life, they decided that they were going to be on that path, and even though their conscious mind thinking, "Oh, I got this horrible thing," when they came to this planet, that is what they decided they were going to do, so to speak, you know. And we're not meant to influence that.
Yeah, and I think we can only do so much, and that I believe as souls we've signed that contract before we came here to
Yeah,
learn lessons, right? And
yeah,
if that's a lesson they're supposed to learn, that I don't feel like it's not for us to come in and change that.
yeah,
We and as we've known with what we've been through in our lives, it helped us to grow. So that's their journey too.
yeah. Because nowadays I tend to try and heal people if I get led to heal them. I try to stick to that rule
Yeah.
now. And the only time I overstep the mark, as I call it, is if I like the other day I was at a school and there was a little baby girl. She couldn't have been more than 2, and she was really bad cough. And I didn't get led to help her, but I thought if I'm led or not, I'm going to try and help her. I didn't care. I wanted to help her.
Yeah.
I overstep the amount with children. I don't care if I'm meant to or not. I just don't like seeing children being ill, especially when I know that on occasion, can help them. I had to try. I don't know whether or not he was able to help, but I don't know. But I did try. So I did
I'm
try.
like that too. My grandbabies are my world.
Yeah,
So, yeah, don't mess with kids. I love
yeah,
kids.
yeah. So, all right.
I always say I'm a kid at heart anyway, and will never grow up. So that's maybe why too.
I'm like that. They call me the original Peter Pan because the way I am. Because I'm like,
I love it.
yeah, I'm like a year and a half. I'll be 60, and they say, well, you're not like a 60-year-old at all. I say, I'm not 60 yet. Don't get the, you know what I mean. But I'm terrible. I play games, play console. I got a games channel. So I suppose my fam. I got a young son. I've got an 8-year-old son, and I'm like, I was in 50 when I had him. But I had to
That's
laugh.
awesome.
One time I went into a shop, and said to a lady I was looking for like socks for my son, and she looked at me and thought my son must have been like a teenager or older, and
Yeah.
and she said no, they're over here, and I said no, my son's young. Oh no, and she was bright red when I actually got her to get socks for my son. She thought I because of my age, my son should have been older. you know.
But again, that's all our journeys too in
Yeah,
life. Because
yeah,
my oldest grandchild is 19 and my youngest is 3. So there's a range there.
yeah. Does have any of your family got the ability like you have yourself? You found any of the others?
My oldest daughter, I do. She is like the animal whisperer. She has had
All
every
right.
type of animal in her backyard.
Huh.
She's got a little skunk that comes by at night. She calls Skunky, and I'm always like, "Don't get too close with your friend Skunky." But animals are drawn to her, and it's
Oh,
like
it's
she can
amazing.
communicate, which is really. She's very intuitive too. My youngest is intuitive, but she doesn't acknowledge it. My youngest grandson, I feel, is very, very, there's something special with him. I just
Yeah.
know it. He will come, and I love crystals. I've got crystals all over, and he loves just touching them. And he'll get my rain stick, and he just stands there. And I just feel like he's looked off in places, and it's like he's seeing
Yeah.
someone or something. So yeah, I feel like he's gonna do great things. Um, just by watching him. And he's been like that. Like I wear crystals on necklaces, and ever since he was a baby, walking around, just rubbing his back, he would always grab my crystals and rub them on his cheek. So just there's always been something there. So I'm excited to see what happens with him.
Well, my younger son, I had neuralgia on my mouth. It was really painful. And he came up to me one day. I think he couldn't have been more than 3, 4. He came up to me. He said, "Oh, I'll make it better, Dad." Did that in my face. In 5 minutes, the neuralgia was gone.
No, I
Yeah, it was
love
gone.
it.
Yeah, it was gone. And he's helped my
Oh,
partner as
he's a
well.
strong healer
Yeah, he
then.
is. But um he rejects me helping him a lot now. I have healed him in the past
Hmm.
a lot, but these days it's really he knows that I can help him, but he rejects me, pushes me away all the time.
Isn't
Um,
that
Not
something?
quite sure why, but he does. Healing. If I help him, it's like a long term effort. I got to be very small steps. It's no, I can't put into words. It's just
That's
it's
interesting. See, I find that stuff interesting.
yeah. It's like
There's a reason, but yeah.
it's like when I'm with him, just me and him. It's like we're in another world. When we're just together at home here, we're like in another world, and in that world, I can heal him. It's happened many, many times ever since he's been in small. Um, and so on occasion, situations with my partner working and stuff arise that we're together like that. But yeah, there's definitely things I know I can help him, but he just rejects, and I don't know why. I think I'm getting the answer, but I don't really know it yet. If you know what I mean. I sometimes get like snippets of the future. I'll see something, but I don't really understand what I'm seeing, and then usually through doing interviews, it usually comes out, and I'm in the middle of an interview and I think, oh, that's what it means. It comes out then, I sort of realise what it actually I'm shown. It's happened a
I
few
find
times
that in
actually.
readings. Like we'll get talking and it's like, or even just in, I've met a group of spiritual women. There's 7 of us get together every week. The more we talk, the more answers come out. And we're all like, ah, like it's
Mm.
just, and I find that it's just incredible the stuff that when you get sharing. I went to a shaman a week or so ago. That was an incredible experience too. And her and I started talking. We realized we've done healing together for years, many lifetimes before. So
Wow.
that was interesting in itself too, and that we both helped each other through stuff. Which I'm like, she's done this 30 years. I'm like, I said I felt like she was in college and I'm in kindergarten, and yeah, it was. We ended up both helping each other, which was really neat.
I asked my first interview was with an oracle in America, and called Karma Love. Her name was, I don't know if it's a proper name, but that's what the name she uses. And towards the end of the interview, she started channeling message to me. I can't even remember what it was now, and she was speaking in tongues, and it was like it was my first ever interview. I thought,
Light
what's going
language.
on? I didn't know what was happening. I was like in shock. I thought, what do I do here? And
Well, I started speaking light language a few months ago. I
yeah,
still don't know what I'm doing,
yeah,
but it just naturally comes through. And I've
yeah.
been told by a few that speak it to just speak it every day.
Okay.
The shaman said that I will be healing through light language,
All right.
um, which is, and so I really feel more comfortable to speaking it sometimes than English, which is different. But
Yeah,
I'm just so I feel comfortable doing it.
yeah.
And I'm going to work with her doing it. But even when you said you get snippets, I remember doing a reading once, and they're telling me to share this, and the right hand came through, and that's all I got. And the girl was like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, that's all I'm getting. So I said, just keep it in the back of your head. A few days later, and it was her dad that had come through. So
Yeah.
it was a mediumship. A few days later, she phoned me all excited and says, I know what right hand meant. And she was really struggling with losing her dad. When he passed, they were both holding on to each other's right hands. So that was his
Ah,
confirmation.
right.
So we
Yeah,
don't get like people don't real we don't always get sentences right in
yeah.
paragraphs. It's like little snippets here. So
Snippets.
that
Yeah,
was I've just been told to share. That's like an example of like right hand that could have
yeah,
meant a million different things. So when she finally thought about it and called me, she was in tears and so happy. So
yeah. I find with me, you see, I either get like visual things, like the angel thing I said was like a visual thing, showing
yeah,
me. I knew exactly what it meant. Or I get like sometimes like words coming through. And one time my partner was extremely hard working person. She was in a situation where she was sort of felt like I suppose used, taken advantage of. Then in a sense, by the other
yeah.
co-workers and stuff. And straight away came into my head, booming voice, tell her, know your worth. And I thought,
Oh,
wow. And I told her, and she's like, I said, this has come not from me. I said, this is from the know you. I don't know who said it was. It said it to me. Know your worth. And it's a phrase I've used a few times, and
I love that
I love
phrase.
that. Yeah, I'm going to do a podcast on that. I actually started it, but it didn't work one day when I tried to do it. But it is going to be a future podcast about that. And another time, I had I call it a visitation. I think they call it. I was going through a divorce, and my ex-wife was stopping me seeing the kids, which that stressed me more than the divorce.
Oh,
Divorce I
for
didn't care about so much.
sure.
She stopped me because she was jealous of my current partner. And what happened? My then father-in-law, he passed away, throat cancer, and I saw him in the village where I used to live. I saw thousands of spirits, all in all little bubbles. They were oblivious to me, and I was oblivious to them. But I could see them, but they didn't know,
Yeah.
couldn't see me at all. And I saw my father-in-law and his brother going up the road to the local pub that they always drank in. So I shouted over to him, and he didn't see me. So the next night I had exactly the same vision again, dream again, visitation river.
Yeah.
This time I shouted out to him, and he stood, and I went over to him, and he hugged me, which he'd never done in real life, but he hugged me, and he
Wow.
said to me, he said, "Don't worry, everything works out in the end." And them words just, they've come in my head so many times over the years
That's
because it really
empowering.
it was amazing, and I've actually said them words to other people who are going through and it meant a lot to them. It's I think words messages you get from the other side they can be they can be used over and over because they can touch people's lives right throughout. You know, if you share them, I
100%.
think they're meant to be shared sometimes. You know,
I
and
agree with you 100%. And so many need to hear those words.
yeah, true.
And
Huh.
that's why what you do, I think, is so important,
Yeah,
especially nowadays. Like, I really do think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing.
yeah. It's you think more people are on their screens now than ever, on TVs now, and from mobile phones, and the things like what you were doing. I think what I am doing my own way. We're going to be where they're looking at. We're going to be. So I think
Yeah,
it's important. You know, the
I do
days of
too.
you know.
And just imagine, like, there's more and more people awakening every day.
Yeah,
Imagining how we can help the world and change it to be more loving and caring and about for each other, right?
yeah. Well, I've had a vision over the last few days. I don't know if I should share this. I don't know what to say. It's you know, like we tend to feel like people like ourselves who awakened that we're uh, below the surface, so to speak, because in a world everyone is worldly wise, and if you're awakened, oh, you're what's wrong with you? You know, something wrong with you. I don't know what I'm seeing properly, but I'm just seeing like the like, people like ourselves like breaking through the the mainstream. And I don't really know properly what it is, but I've been seeing it for days. I don't really understand it what I'm seeing, but it just that's the only way I can put it across is that we're going to break through. It's like our
Yeah.
vibration's going to go to a certain amount that we can't no longer be like hemmed in, so to speak, because we are
Yeah.
generally, aren't we? By the world's attitude, I mean, towards us.
I get exactly, I know exactly what you're saying, and
You
it's
do,
hard to describe
right?
it. I do. And I'm trying to think of words, but it is hard. Um, yeah, because I know myself, I don't even feel like I'm in the world I was. Sounds corny, but not in the world I was like even 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know that person. And I think as we grow, we bring those with us. People are starting to question so many things in life that um yeah, they'll be more awake. I feel like it's like the lotus flower too, right?
yeah,
Coming up.
yeah. And
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to describe.
I think more people, the people that are awakened, uh, their vibrations are raising. It definitely seems quicker to me than they used to. It seems, yeah, I
Yes.
noticed that, and it's like, and then more people are becoming awake, and it's like, what I think about is what is behind it. Why is it happening? I think why I'm sort of curious. What's causing this to happen? You know what I mean? I'm sort of
I and the
not
energy
really
coming
sure.
in is stronger than ever before. Like
Yeah,
we've got those spikes coming in and all. I think because it's like things have got to change,
yeah,
right? I create and it's so I think everybody's awakening faster because it needs to get done sooner rather than later.
yeah,
That's my
yeah. That could be
um
it. Yeah, that could be right. Yeah.
personal thought process anyway.
Yeah, because there was actually, I don't know if it's genuine, but I saw on the internet the other day these beams of light that have come from the other side of the galaxy apparently and just come into the Earth.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them and I thought, what is this linked to us? Is this something to do with with the people that are they? Is it something like are they sending like more energy to us? I don't know. Is there something going on like that? I just got me thinking about it. I think what is something is going on and I don't know what, but it's not bad,
There
not bad thing and a good thing.
No, there's like stuff a lot. I just know. I don't know. You just know. There's
Yeah,
stuff going on behind the scenes that we can't even fathom right now. It's like there is a war going on right now, a spiritual war between the
yeah,
light and the dark.
yeah,
Um, I believe anyway, and I think there's a lot
yeah.
of
That's been talked about a lot with the people because I'm
yeah,
surrounded by healers and all around this area, mediums. There's a loads around this area, and every one of them all talk about a spiritual war. They always
Yeah.
talk about it, and it's coming in the conversation more and more. Um,
Yes.
and I think sometimes we're all involved in it when we're all like exhausted and stuff, and we don't know why. I think, well, I slept fine, and I think we're involved and we don't realize. I don't know, I'm not
I think
sure.
so too, because there's days I'm like, I feel like I've been hit by a truck, and I'm like, I didn't think I did that much today.
Yeah,
But the energy has been very, like all over the place too,
yeah,
and just from talking to different people. That's why I think it's so great for us to all communicate
yeah,
when we can, because we can. I mean, I believe every single one of us, all souls here on earth, we can all do. We're all gifted. We can all do all of these things.
yeah,
It's just some are maybe a little stronger in certain areas than other, and that's where we can help lift each other up and help each other to grow. Like it's, I just think that's important as well, right?
yeah. It definitely, yeah, it is.
Because it can be draining and hard to try
Yeah,
and help people that aren't seeing it, and you can't force anybody. Like I never force anyone, I never chase anyone. I just put seeds out there, and
mm,
if that grows, that's great. If not, then I have to understand that's their journey to take, right?
yeah. I used to find with healing, not so much now actually, that it used to drain me. I'd be absolutely floored. I had no energy at all, and I think it was maybe down to the fact that I was doing it when I shouldn't be led to do it. I was just trying to, because obviously you're channeling. It's not like me
Yeah.
healing, but it's still use your own energy as mixed in
Yeah.
with what you're channeling. And
Well, and that's it's interesting that you say that, because I used to do, just naturally it came to be like the white light healing
yeah,
that would come through, and that's why I wanted to take this Reiki certification, which is the symbols, which is the old Reiki from a long time ago anyway.
yeah,
And I find it doesn't take the energy out of me, as I didn't even know there was different kinds of Reiki, to be honest,
right,
until I took these two courses, and it doesn't drain me like the white light does, because I call in the Reiki energy and use the symbols. So I'm really interested in going forward with that in the new year, but I found that really interesting.
yeah. I have thought about doing it, but I don't feel like drawn to do it. If you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
feel if I was like,
Yeah, and that's
you know what I mean.
where
It's not
you're not meant to then. Like,
momentum,
whereas
maybe. Yeah,
it bothered me that I wanted to do it, like,
yeah,
I really felt I needed to do it for over like a year now. So I was glad I finally got it done.
yeah. So is it white light? Is that what I'm doing? Do you think? Because I just don't know what I don't know what the name of it is. I
Yeah,
just
I think
heal. I
yours
just
is
don't.
white light too. Do you
Yeah,
like, I feel like you envision the white light coming through,
yeah. Okay, that's
or golden white. Yeah. So that I had no idea actually myself, there was different kinds,
yeah,
but the instructor explained it. So that because that's how I used to do it all the time. And
yeah,
with this, it's the Reiki, I think Japanese, if I'm correct, goes way back, that you get infused with the symbols, and then you call in the Reiki energy and can use them. So again, I'm still new
yeah,
with this, and but my husband likes it because he put his back out and he's like, I can you do that again? So I think he's my guinea pig till I get going, but I really enjoy,
yeah,
feel like that's something. And same with the light language and the hands, and using that as
yeah.
that the shaman said I feel very drawn to that. I'll be doing that. Just
So
not sure how or when yet, but
yeah,
and then I would like to incorporate it all. But we'll, a day at a time.
yeah. Small steps. Innit?
Yes.
Uh, do you remote healing then? Do you do that? Remote
Sorry, what
healing.
was that?
Remote healing.
I'm going to be, yeah, because that's
Right.
actually what I've learned in the Reiki certification course
Oh
I
right. Okay.
took,
Teach you
is
that. Oh, that's
they're
interesting.
symbolized to do long distance
Yeah.
Reiki. So I was excited. So yeah, I've learned that. I took level 1 and 2, and the next is masters, which basically the next level is to teach it. And I'm not, I can do that anytime. I'm not really interested in teaching
Yeah.
as much as doing it, like actually doing the healing. So
Okay. Because yeah, I've done remote healing. I stopped for a few years. I actually did it the other week, and I was actually talking with a person, and it was the other side of the world, and literally within seconds, I was focused on it. She said, "I can feel you. I can sense you around me now." She said, "Because it's part of the healing I've done. I'm not called to do it much. Is heal people like emotionally, mentally, stuff like that. I can do that, but it's very, very draining. It's like they've got a tapestry, and you're like cleaning the tapestry, getting rid of the old emotions, the bad emotions, the traumas. Not getting rid of it. You're just like
Yeah, yeah.
trying to like ease it down, raise it a bit, and so that's the side of things I have done, but it's not something I've been called to do much. But the last time I did it, it was like, oh my god, it floored me for like 3, 4 days. I was a zombie. It really was.
You're a
But
strong healer, though. I
yeah,
definitely feel that. And you've got a beautiful heart, too. Like, just
I hope so.
your heart based as well. No, I do. I
Yeah,
get that from you. And because I'm not, um, I was nervous about doing this
yeah,
interview, but as soon as I watched your videos and got talking to you more, I thought, okay, I can
no.
do this
Well,
because
thank
you're
you.
very easy to talk to, very you can tell you've got a great heart and soul, and you are a great healer.
Thank you very much. uh, so, I don't know. I think I've run out of things to say now.
You know, and I'm bad for jumping all over the place. So
Yeah, I was like, I get to a certain point. I get talk all the way through, and all of a sudden it's like, boom. I think,
yeah,
oh, I gotta stop now. You know what I mean? It gets like that with me. It's like a guided to say 99% of what I questions I ask and what have you, and then it's like you don't get like a 3 minute warning when it's time to stop. It's just like you think,
you
boom,
just know.
there's nothing more to say now. I think, oh, I gotta go now. So
Yeah,
that's what happens to me. It's like,
and
okay,
I think that's amazing.
yeah, it is. I think it's maybe I'm channeling this because I'm not a natural person to go to speak to people. I'm not like in this way. It's not naturally me, to be honest. No, it's not. I'm quite quiet, introverted, I suppose. Um, so yeah, but that was quite amazing. And maybe I'd like to speak to you in the future. Maybe if our paths
For
develop again,
sure.
we speak again in some future because that was quite special for sure, definitely.
Well, and thank you for making me feel comfortable because I too am not. This is not my comfortable
Yeah,
format.
the comfort base.
I know I do readings on Zoom one on one, but it's different knowing that I
Yeah,
don't know,
of
just a
course, yeah.
different.
So Um, there we are. Then we'll wrap this up then.
Yes,
And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And if it's okay with you, can I put your link in on the video, so people can
absolutely.
find you on there?
Yeah.
Is it just Facebook that you are on, or you have other
Yeah, just Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, there we are. I'll put that link there, and hopefully people on Facebook will look out for your posts. So it's well
And
worth doing,
thank
people. Honestly,
you.
because her post, I can't put it into words. They're just special. They're uplifting and genuine. I'm not just saying it because I'm
I
talking
know.
to you. Know, I, it's genuine. They were, and it was like uh, I can't even tell you what I sensed from the moment I saw them, but I just saw something special, and I just sort of. And I like looking out for you, but as you can probably notice, I'm always like liking them, and I because I do genuinely like them.
Yeah.
But there we go. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, and
Yes. Thank you so very much for this invitation.
yeah,
It's
okay. So until next time, guys. This is me finishing the video, and me and Deborah. And so until next time, be bye for now. Thank you.